overall, I think we got out of the game pretty healthy. There'll be a lot of good film for us to look at. A lot of corrections, I'm sure. Good to get another win, and we get into a lot of the decision making that puts together the initial roster. So, not going to answer questions about our roster. I'm not going to do it. All right. I'll answer the best I can about the game. I thought there were some real positive things, and then there's some other things that weren't as positive. So, any questions?
You had 8 to 10 plays you were telling us, and then you sent them out for the third series.
Yeah, and then I said 8 to 10, and it's not etched in concrete, right? You forgot that last part of it. So it wasn't etched in concrete. Yeah, you want to score, get out there, but I thought we did some good things.
How valuable was it to get a long look at Sam and just first impressions? What did you think of the way he played?
Who are we talking about? Oh, it was great. Our plan going in was going to be Sam after Bo. And we saw, Stiddy had a great, week last week. I thought Sam did a fantastic job. And some of his gifts are with his feet, his athleticism. There's a little moxie and leadership to him that obviously you saw when he played in college. I watched him beat Georgia here, in a big bowl game. So he did a good job.
How do you feel on your guess they did run the ball?
It looked pretty solid. I thought we ran the ball better in the second half per carry than the first.
In terms of estimate, were you pleased to see his production?
That said, I thought we ran the ball better. I thought Audric did a good job in general, yeah.
Getting a look at Matt at left guard, what kind of versatility do you think he'd be doing inside those outside?
Yeah, a lot of times you're finding out they prefer like left side, right side, as opposed to either side, one position. And so we'll see on the tape.
With Greenlaw, did you feel comfortable with just
Yeah.
not playing preseason?
Yep. Had a great week of work last week. We feel like he'll be ready to go. And we did that with a few players.
Talk about your veterans, how they brought the right mindset. A guy like Cortland Sutton had a big day.
Well, I think it's important. I've said this before, and this is just me. But I can't stand watching a sideline interview while the game's going on. I just think that there are a lot of important plays going on. I saw a broadcast the other day, had 3 of them from the same team. Each player was asked 6 or more questions. 19 questions while the game was going on. And I just think that it's important that the team is focused on what's going on the field. They're learning. And I'm sure there'll be a day it's mandated. But until that comes, I liked our focus when Cortland was playing and when he wasn't playing. I think you can't tiptoe in this thing. You have to get up in the morning, a little bit earlier time slot for us, right? 11 o'clock start time, our time, and drink your Celsius, whatever it is to get you going, and get ready to go. And I thought we did that.
Coach, your team's 7-0 in preseason, longest active streak in the NFL. 3-0 this year. How much solace do you take in being undefeated and taking wins and momentum into a season, or is it just preseason?
Well, it's preseason, but we want to win in everything we do.
He didn't give Dobbins any preseason carries.
Again, he was one of those players that we discussed. We discussed a few.
With Jaleel, did he make the trip at all?
He didn't, and there was a point where she still hadn't had the baby. I'm hoping I have a voicemail that said their baby was born, and I just told him yesterday there was a point where I said, I don't want you on the trip. I want you there, and I don't want you to look at the clock once or she'll be pissed off. So he stayed, and I'm glad he did. I spoke to him right before the game. She was in labor, but, it's been a long labor. So hopefully we get some news, but I'm glad that he stayed home.
Your second time here, preseason game, still special? Did you feel anything?
Not like the last time, right? It's different. But yet, when you come back, there's a lot of people and I mean, countless games and all of that stuff. So that was good. It was good seeing people and good winning. I think it's different when you're in a regular season game. Nonetheless, you want to win and do well.
You've had a lot of last preseason games at this point. When you talked about guys that have made it the last day, I'm not asking about specific guys, but like how often is what your gut feel about how somebody on the ball played in the preseason game end up matching what you look at, whether it's on the plane?
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Sometimes.
So there's still, you go through the tape, you meet with people,
Yeah.
before you really have an idea of
Yeah.
what that line is.
Yep.
I know you
Go.
get a lot of,
Hey,
I see it. I know you get a lot of your mom before a game when they had the moment of silence for Katrina 20.
you know, it was interesting. I apologetically did not hear from the speaker system why we were having the moment of silence. And so obviously coming up here in a week, I was in Dallas for that 05 season, but I didn't get to hear the reason for the moment of silence. And look, doesn't seem like 20 years ago. The one thing I hated to hear here once was being an assistant with Dallas. We came in, I'd gotten 4 tickets for the former punter, Gossett, and that's when you had physical tickets. And I can't recall the year, 03, 04. Aaron was the quarterback, and the Saints beat the Cowboys, low-scoring game. But somewhere in the first quarter, they announced the attendance, and the tickets were in an envelope in my briefcase. And in the first quarter, I heard today's paid attendance, and right at that point, I realized I didn't put them in will call. And I heard that announcement. He got in, fortunately. But on your question, I'm sure there'll be a lot of tributes paid to that stretch of time. Interestingly enough, when I interviewed for the job, remember the team relocated to San Antonio, played most of their games there. They played some games in Baton Rouge. I interviewed first and met Mickey first in San Antonio. When I came on my formal interview, it was their second or third day in the building. And I've said this before, you know, I'm waiting on the call from the late Ted Thompson in Green Bay. And all of us have been somewhere where we're uninvested. And I was uninvested that day thinking, but I liked Mickey. There was something about him. But other than that, I mean, it was horrendous. The damage and what 5 months removed still, hospitals, schools. I think nationally football wasn't the discussion. I think nationally the discussion was just the infrastructure and will it be the same again? It certainly wasn't football. And then everyone that ended up on that team that year ended up in something much bigger than we ever expected, like much bigger. And I'd argue the 06 season was more important than the 09 season. But I bowed my head for the moment of silence. I just didn't hear it on the microphone. PA system, we got to get that corrected here.